Welcome to CosmoFactory, a podcast by Cosmoprof Worldwide Bologna, where we explore the entire cosmetics, personal care, and fragrance industry supply chain. I'm your host, Deanna Utrusky, and here at CosmoFactory, we look beyond the trends to discover the ideas, initiatives, and innovations that are truly advancing beauty. Let's get started. This episode is about contract manufacturing, product development, and partner services. It's about recognizing that challenges are opportunities and about turning opportunities into accomplishments. It's about the well-being of a business, the well-being of people, both internal teams and external partners. It's also about the well-being of place and a company's connection with community and with culture. Today on CosmoFactory, I am joined by Francesco Faraoni, Junior Project Manager at Antiche Mura. Francesco, welcome to CosmoFactory.
Hi, Diana. Thank you so much for having me. It's a real pleasure to be here and to be able to share our story with you. Thank you.
Yes, no, you're welcome. I'm hoping that we can use the company you work for as a kind of case study, exploring some of the foundational elements and outcomes of business culture. Certainly, every beauty brand, every industry supplier has its own business model. And I think more importantly for our conversation, its own business culture, the beliefs, the behaviors that determine what life at work is like. Antiche Mura, for listeners who might not know, is an entrepreneur-led cosmetics manufacturer. And I'd really like to find out about the company from the inside out. So if you don't mind, I want to start with workplace philosophy. I'm hoping you can tell us maybe how the offices and facilities are designed, what the employee experience is like. I guess my real question to start with is, how does the company cultivate emotional and professional commitment from the team?
Okay, thank you for the question. Well, to start off, our company is currently based in a facility of 3,500 square meters, which we moved into just over a year ago, so it's quite recent.
Yes.
And the company was originally founded in 2009 by Dr. Francesco Faraoni as a small cosmetic production lab of only 40 square meters. So the growth is quite impressive. And over the years, it has experienced a significant growth, as I was mentioning, and evolving into the dynamic and continuously developing reality that we are today. And in our new headquarters, the layout of operational spaces has been designed according to the lean methodology, with the goal of optimizing workflows and improving efficiency. Today, we identify two main macro areas, which are the office area, which includes commercial, logistics, administrative, and scientific departments, as well as our research and development lab, and the production area, which is divided into smaller micro areas, each dedicated to a specific function, such as goods reception, quality control, storage, production and packaging, and so on. And we are really a company that embraces change. Rather than seeing it as a difficulty, we like to say that we see it more as an opportunity to really improve the way we work. And this mindset really guided us and the whole development of our new facility, allowing us to better support our clients with remaining flexible, as well as open to evolution as well. And this transition has also significantly improved our employees' quality of life, which is really one of our main goals and also part of our CEO's philosophy. And particular attention has been given to creating really a comfortable and functional working environment. And since all spaces benefit from natural light and climate control systems that really ensure optimal conditions throughout the year. And also workstations have been redesigned to improve usability as well as ergonomics, and dedicated indoor and outdoor break areas provide welcoming spaces for rest, as well as encouraging social interactions and contributing to an overall positive workplace atmosphere.
Yeah, no, I love it. There was philosophy in there for sure, but we also got a bit of a tour. I was
Yeah.
imagining it as you described some of those features. Thank you so much. I think it would be helpful too for us to understand your particular role. Junior project manager could mean several things. Will you tell us, are you responsible for like technical sales sorts of projects? Are you hands-on with product development? What do you do?
Well, it's a bit of a mixture of the
Okay.
two of them, actually. My journey at Antiche Mura started about 4 years ago, and from the very beginning, I was able to perceive the company's philosophy, which over the time I've truly embraced. And when I joined, I was supported by a company tutor who really introduced me to the core dynamics of this business, teaching me our approach to both clients and work. And this really allowed me to grow in a structured way and develop the skills required for my current role. As a project manager, I act as a sort of bridge, a sort of connection between the client and the more technical side of our work as contract manufacturer. I support clients throughout the entire product development process. And so it's not just about providing quotations or giving more technical support to the clients, but it really requires specific skills. And one of the main features that really is fundamental for this job is the listening skill. In fact, our main goal is to understand the real needs of the client and identify how we can be um, supportive and really help them out in the best way possible. We do not simply aim to sell a service, we sort of aim to grow together with our clients, sharing our expertise and helping them to become more aware and informed in their decision making.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. I'm in my work, I'm always trying to become a better listener, so I really admire that. Um, I think it will be helpful. You've mentioned your CEO, Stefania Caparini, and her philosophy a bit already, but can you say a little bit more maybe about her approach to business or maybe her executive leadership style now that the company has grown?
Yeah, of course. Dr. Caparini's choice and approach to business is rooted in a vision that places people at the very heart of the organization, valuing each individual in their uniqueness. And what drives her leadership is a strong and constant attention to the social dimension of business, from engagement with local community to the inclusion of more, let's say, vulnerable individuals. And in her view, business must have a positive approach and impact on both employees and the wider community that they are part of. And building a company really means creating opportunities for growth and continuous improvement, not just for a few people at the top, but really for everyone who contributes to this shared vision. And in fact, her philosophy is deeply inspired by the legacy of Adriano Olivetti, who believed in a human-centered and socially responsible model of enterprise. And this commitment has also led to important recognitions over the years, and including being listed among Forbes Italy's 100 most successful women in 2019, the Contessa Emilia Award in 2025 for a socially responsible approach to business, and the Exceptional Excellence Award mention from the BQF UK Excellence Awards in 2025 for the company's social inclusion initiatives, and as a sort of particular recognition for a leadership style that really brings employee care to a truly meaningful level.
Mhm. Yeah, I love that. I always love the expression award winnings. That was nice to hear. And you mentioned Olivetti. I certainly have more to learn there, but in case listeners aren't familiar, this is the yeah, I'm gonna like overgeneralize here, but this is the typewriter manufacturing
Yes,
company
that's
that's
right.
quite historical in Italy. Can you say anything else that makes that correlation kind of relevant? Why is being similar to Olivetti? Um, what does that even mean?
Well, what really characterizes this kind of approach to business is that it's not really related only to the more economic side of business, but really places the individual at the heart of making it an enterprise and really helping it grow together with the enterprise itself. And it really focuses on the well-being and welfare policies, as well as the inclusion not only of the employee themselves, but also the whole community, the local community in this really project. And I think it's really an inspiring view that doesn't really just benefits the owner, the CEO of the company, but really brings an opportunity of growth and enrichment to the whole community.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's super helpful to know. Thank you for that. And I think we can expand on that, really, this whole social aspect of business if we now move beyond the walls of the company and sort of move outward, if you will, with me. You and I had the chance to meet over Zoom earlier this month, and you told me that the company has, I'm going to do a little tiny quote. I think he's called it a strong bond with the area, right? So the place where you're based, and you're in Empoli, which is in Italy, and I believe within the region of Tuscany. Um, and I might not have this right, so correct me if you don't like the way I say it. But it seems to me that your company specializes in regional manufacturing, and I'm hoping you can talk about how the location of your company then affects ingredient sourcing, maybe supply chain traceability, the categories that you specialize in, likely the brands you serve. Talk about how location is important here.
Yeah, sure thing. It is true that we mainly specialize in regional manufacturing. It's really part of our core business. Overall, let's say that Antiche Mura specializes in third-party manufacturing of white cosmetics. Our production capabilities allow us to offer a wide range of processes and products, from more standard ones to more niche applications, such as loose powders and pressed powders, stick products, and alcohol-based formulations like personal fragrances, room sprays, or home fragrances. And we truly work with a huge variety of brands, from emerging indie brands to more established companies, including distribution in herbal shops, pharmacies, as well as some experience in large-scale retail. And as you mentioned, being located in the heart of Tuscany really represents a strong added value to our company. Not only are we strategically positioned, but we are also seeing an increasing trend among brands that want to maintain a strong connection, let's say, to their roots and heritage. And for this reason, many companies prefer a shorter and more traceable supply chain that really reflects their identity and the identity of their brand as well. And in this very context, Made in Tuscany really becomes a distinctive and meaningful element that can really create a sort of trademark and single out your products and really make it shine.
Yeah, no, that's wonderful. I appreciate that explanation. And I think if we keep sort of expanding our perspective on this business culture, one of the most visible pieces of any company's culture, I would imagine, is customer care. Can you talk about how your team approaches customer support in particular?
Yeah, of course. Well, our approach to customer care is quite different, I'd say, from that of many other companies, since it is driven by a strong emotional component that really guides us and really help us throughout every single phase of our work. And we, as a company, aim to really build a connection, relationships based on mutual trust, creating a continuous exchange of knowledge and experience that benefits both sides. So not only the client itself, but also us as manufacturers. Being responsive and available is now a standard in the industry, especially in a highly developed market like the Italian beauty one. And I think what truly sets us apart is our commitment to caring for the client in a complete and thoughtful way. In fact, our relationship goes beyond purely, let's say, transactional interaction. We dedicate time and attention to every project, working closely with clients to understand their vision and identify the best possible solution for them. And we also believe that there are no real obstacles, only, let's say, challenges to embrace. And I think what really made us set apart is our ability to adapt to client requests. And this has been really a key factor in our growth. And I'll just take a few more minutes just because I'd like to bring you an example
Yeah,
related to the specific
that would be
concept.
great.
In recent years, we experienced really an increasing demand over the powder products. So the powders department really saw this increasing demand over the past few years. And in order to be able to respond to this trend, we invested in new machinery with a production capacity of up to 2,000 kilograms, as well as additional equipment for pressed powders. And what initially started out as a limitation, let's say, in our production capabilities, became an opportunity. Not only were we able to meet a specific client's needs, but we also expanded our expertise and opened the door to new opportunities in a niche but growing segment as the powder one.
Yeah, no, that's very helpful to think about. Thank you. It's always nice to imagine it with a little bit of detail there. So it's very helpful to think about not only a particular category, but the product format as well.
Yeah.
And we're very much talking about an entrepreneur-led business today. And there is certainly a distinction that I think a lot of folks can recognize between an entrepreneur-led business and one that has scaled or brought on funding and leadership in other ways. Over the years in my own work, I have gotten to write about or speak with many cosmetics industry entrepreneurs and learn about their businesses. For some of these companies, the details like regionality or small scale, sometimes for brands, a limited product portfolio, is truly central to their business. For others, it's a part of really just a growth stage, right? It's not central to their mission or their vision. I'm curious to find out, as Antiche Mura grows, what parts of this production capability, what aspects of business culture are likely to change, and which are actually central to the company?
Well, the challenges we face are, of course, increasing every day, and we truly enjoy working in such a dynamic and stimulating environment. And in recent years, we have seen a growing demand for example, small and emerging indie brands. And these companies often require greater flexibility, especially in their early stages, which challenges us to really find the best way to support them in their growth journey as well as ours. And at the same time, we experienced an increasing demand for unique and, let's say, less conventional products. And today's clients, in fact, are constantly looking for innovation, something that really is distinctive, that allows them to stand out in the market. And having an in-house research and development department really gave us a significant advantage in addressing these needs, while also representing a continuous opportunity of growth. But what will remain unchanged in our core philosophy, as mentioned in our logo that says Antiche Mura Ideas, Cosmetics, and Lab, we truly embrace a mission of providing and giving shape to our clients' ideas, combining their vision with our expertise to create something really meaningful together and to be able to face together really any challenge.
Yeah, no, that's so interesting. And sort of both parts of that answer, it reminded me of your focus earlier on listening and responsiveness. And it seems like that's
Yeah.
almost a driver, right, for what will or will not change. So it's certainly a lot to watch in the years to come. I want to say, as we finish up here, I think it's widely known that the beauty and fragrance industries are relatively compassionate in our world today. And what you've shared with us here today has really illuminated that. Francesco, I thank you for being my guest today on CosmoFactory.
Thank you, Dan. It's been really a pleasure to be here and to be able to share our story with you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for listening. If you find the CosmoFactory podcast useful, please take a moment to leave us a 5-star review and share your thoughts so even more cosmetic industry professionals can discover the CosmoFactory. I'm Deanna Utrusky. Please join me again next Tuesday for a new episode of the CosmoFactory podcast.